plebs got me tenfold in my bag. Facts come through directly, move this chest beat. Couple wrists, be careful when we click. I took that shot, don't shoot no brick, the market spooked. The numbers jump, but jump done got me loot. I buy that dip, who knows, all by tomorrow we might all be rich. Who knows, I die tomorrow, we can all be rich. We can all be rich, who knows? By tomorrow we might all be rich, all be rich. We can all be rich, we all be rich. We might all be rich, who knows?
Back to the Crypto Plebs channel. It's your boy Jumpman Crypto. What it do, family? Alright guys, what's up? What's up? Thought we had some technical difficulties over here. Alright, let's do some housewarming. What's up, P? What's up, Expiration? What's up, Germ? What's up, Geo? D. Robinson, Chava? What's up? Han Solo in the building. What's poppin', my bro? So we had a pretty eventful day today, guys. We had a little bit of dumping. Patriot, what's up? Megan, Tony, what's poppin'? What's up, my bros? We had a little bit of dumping today, guys. I think we have a CPI or something like that on Friday, so markets are going to be a little bit of spooked. We're going to cover some charts. We're going to go over a few cryptocurrencies and see what's pop-a-lopping. I hope everybody's doing okay. I had a stream starting at 9 p.m., but I forgot my Spurs are playing, so I at least wanted to catch the first quarter. And, you know, we wanted to see, you know, what was happening with that first game with the Spurs. I lost everything from yesterday gain. So sad. What did you lose? Did you trade or did you buy on spot? Because if you're buying on spot and holding, you're not losing anything. If you're leverage trading and you're not using stop losses, then yeah, then you're definitely are not trading correctly. But you know, definitely, you know, that's not good. Make sure if you guys are leverage trading, make sure you guys are using stop losses. You know, this is a rule that we always teach in Crypto Plebs, and we also even teach that in the KGU. If you guys don't know how to trade, please make sure you sign up to the doctrine tier, or you guys stay tapped in and go to groups that are, hold on guys, one second guys. Hey, babe, I'm on a stream. What the hell? Come on. My dog's going crazy. My dogs are going crazy. Anyways, guys, make sure if you guys are trading, please use proper risk management. You guys, look, this is part of the game, okay? So just make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. You know, you guys are always welcome to message me in the KGU or even message me in Plebs. We got a great, you know, support system here. We're always making sure everybody's always taking care of one another, guys. But, you know, stop losses are definitely going to need to be used, especially right now, man. You know, after that 1 October, man, we were getting hit. And, you know, it is what it is. You said you were getting hit on BYND. I don't know what that is. Is that Beyond or something like that? Oh, you're talking about stocks. Yeah, we don't mess with stocks in Pleb. So if you got hit in KGU with something, then you must have been messing around with options or something like that. We don't really mess around with that in Plebs. But, you know, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, just make sure you guys are, again, taking care of your accounts. The market is brutal. Remember, there's two kinds of people out here, man. There's people that are prepared and there's the ones that are unprepared. Always make sure you are prepared for everything. Beyond Meat. Yeah, you shouldn't be trading that stock, man. Man, that's no bueno. That's like a penny stock right there, I think. But anyways, guys, let's get ready to hop up in some charts real quick. Let's check out, see what's going on. Let's see. Anyways, what's up, Mr. P? P is my moderator in Crypto Plebs. Is my right-hand man. He's my dude. What's up, Frank White? What's poppin', bro? Han Solo. These are my three dudes, man. They help make sure Plebs runs operating smoothly. All right, let's see. Let's see where Bitcoin's at. 1085. All right, so we are still in this falling wedge, guys. Still looking a little scary. You know, look, we've talked about this again, and we're gonna keep talking about this over and over again, guys, until you know, everybody understands that, you know, we need to pay attention to this EMA ribbon band right here. You see a lot of the big crypto YouTube guys that are, you know, talking about the EMA ribbons and closing, you know, a week below this right here, and then the cycle's done. Okay, look, I know a lot of unexperienced, you know, new guys on the block. They think they got it all figured out, but look, at the end of the day, just remember, you know, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got some. We don't go by opinions here. We go by facts. And like I said, at the end of the day, guys, if Bitcoin trades below the red EMA ribbon for 2 consecutive weeks, through history and through historical data, that usually starts the trend of the bear market. Okay, it's not something that, you know, I'm making up. It doesn't matter, you know, who says it or whatever. You go by charts and you go by facts. You know, could this cycle be different? Could this time be different? Of course. You know, there's a different set of players. You know, we got institutional money inside of the game here. So yes, definitely. You know, I never claimed that I know anything or everything in this market, guys. There's a lot of, you know, different people that have opinions, and that's okay. You know, this is YouTube, guys. You know, a lot of people, you know, are just trying to get their names out here, and they're trying to get clout any way they can. And, you know, shout out to them, man. But at the end of the day, we just like to go off facts, you know, and when you stick to those kind of, you know, facts, you keep yourself safe. And I think at the end of the day, taking care of our communities and making sure our communities are, you know, at least informed of what could or could not happen, that's all that matters. Frank White says, what's the difference between Plebs and KGU? Seems like you put a lot of focus to KGU. Well, I put a lot of focus to everything. I work for KGU, and I have my own little side thing that I do, but I offered pretty much the same kind of advice. You know, Keenan Grace, you know, is a good dude, and I started out there, and you know, like I said, I call plays there, but you know, in my group, we just focus a little bit more on trading. We do a lot more futures there. For the KGU, we just pretty much look for good investments, and you know, occasionally we'll throw out some plays there, but you know, two Two similar but kind of different environments, but same message, same strategy. We all try to make sure we stay focused on what we're doing and try not to panic sell and keep our head on our shoulders. Steven Ortiz says, "What's up, plebskis? What's up, my brother? How was your day?" My day was good. How about yours, man? Watching my Spurs play. Hopefully they get a good season. But anyways, back to Bitcoin, guys. Right now, like I said, we keep flirting down here. This worries me a little bit. When we start getting into this area right here, guys, this is an area of concern for me. I don't want to be, irrational, or also known as a stress basket. We want to make sure that, we're level-headed, but at the same time, guys, when we start getting to these levels down here, we got to be prepared. And I'm definitely okay with, getting out of some alts and then just waiting on the sidelines until, the market recovers and then buying back. Because look, if Bitcoin goes down 10%, altcoins will go down, 20, 30, 40%. So at the end of the day, guys, we just got to protect our money. That's just the end of the, the conversation there. If you got a portfolio full of altcoins and no Bitcoin or no Ethereum, you're definitely feeling the damage. So I trust me, I have some alts and they're not looking too good. Alrighty, let's see. Coin Operated said, "What's up, y'all? Sub and smash to the likes." Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for tuning in. You guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Your boy's almost monetized. I'm like literally this close. So please, after the stream, make sure you share this video to any friends and family. Help me get over to the top. Your boy's desperately trying to get to that next level. So any help that you guys can help provide to me, I appreciate that so much. All right, so let's cover Ethereum real quick. That's going to be the number 2 cryptocurrency next in line. Ethereum is definitely going to be telling us if we're going to be in a alt season. So right now we are sitting at what, 38.28. Let me take off these EMA ribbons real quick so I can see everything nice and straight real quick. All right, so same thing like Bitcoin. We're in a falling wedge. Looking a little scary. I have some buy orders set up down here at 3,600, 3,687. We got a little close today, or I think a couple days ago from hitting that wick, but still not there yet. But I do have some heavier buy orders set up here at 35.56, all the way down here to 34.31. If we're able to sweep this area down here, definitely would be loading up on ETH. Guys, please, just because Bitcoin, is taking a little bit of a poopy doopy, I don't think that it's done for Ethereum, guys. And look, we still got the stablecoin bill, the Genesis Act and stuff like that. I know a lot of people seem to be forgetting about that, but these are things that are still on the table. These are things that are still in the works. So I get it, hey, we might go on maybe a 1 to 2 month hiatus because of this whole government shutdown. But at the end of the day, guys, just a second. Just a second, guys. Oh, shit. Chava's calling me because my charts aren't checking. There you go. My boy Chava looking out for me. Thank you, Chava. I was like, man, why is he calling me on the stream? Okay, there we go. Gotcha. All right, guys. Thank you for watching out for me, man. I thought my old lady was watching. She would have came in here and let me know. My bad, guys. See him over here rambling and stuff, man. All right, so anyways, let's go back to Bitcoin real quick. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's just real quick. We'll breeze through Bitcoin real quick. We'll cover this real quick, real fast. All right, guys, real quick, real fast. All right, so remember, guys, we talked about the band right here. Red, close 1 to 2 weeks below it, in trouble. we're still up. We're okay. We have this line right here at 102. If we breach that, that might be an area where I may just completely get out of altcoins and wait to see what happens. But anyways, we're not there. Everything's still good. Like I said, when we start pulling up into this orange band between the middle line, that's going to be red alert, red alert, red alert. So right now, I think we're still okay. We're in this falling wedge though. So we need to just make sure, you know, we are keeping an eye on this rising wedge, I'm sorry. And hopefully, like I said, we stay in this area where we can actually invalidate this. All right, so let's go back real quick. Thank you guys. I need to check the chat more often. Coin operator says, you speak Spanish, bro. No, sir, I do not. I know a little bit of Spanish because my wife is Hondureña, but we are English speaking here. I know a little bit, but I know, unfortunately, the bad words, not the good stuff that I should know. All right, so again, guys, real quick, same thing, rising wedge on Ethereum. We'll breeze through this one real quickly. We have this line right here, 3681, and then some down here in this little box at 3556, all the way down here to 3431. Okay, that's for ETH. And again, guys, you know, still stable coins, and you know, got all these ETFs that are going to be, you know, hopefully launching soon. So, you know, that's one that we got to keep on the radar. I shared in my community, guys, a group of the coins that are going to be getting their spot ETFs. We'll look at it real briefly, real quick. Just, I want to check out Solana real quick. Solana's at $182. We dipped down here to 177. I think that was a really great area to scoop up at. You know, one thing that I've been talking to my group a lot about, and I even said it here with you guys a few times on the live stream, is that, you know, we want to be looking for this golden ratio area for a lot of these altcoins. If, you know, we got altcoins that are in this range, still holding this area, this is a great opportunity to scoop up. You saw, you know, Solana broke below the 618 just a little bit. We may pull back down here to 168, 167. We pull back to that area. I think that would be a great opportunity to scoop up some Solana. And just, guys, if you guys haven't been paying attention, Solana actually has more ETF filings than a lot of these other, you know, altcoins than XRP. I think Bitcoin is tied up with Solana, but Solana has 24, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a lot of institutional hype around Solana. So a lot of these people that are saying Sol's dead, you know, I beg to differ. You know, are we going to have enough, you know, juice to get us back to an all-time high? Maybe, but I'm looking for, you know, maybe 275, 260, maybe even 250. So again, we've talked about this many times, guys. You know, if we're able to, you know, scoop up in that area right here, you know, we can get maybe a little bit below this 0.5, take it back up here. You know, that's a nice 50% return. So if you're just looking for some, you know, quick, easy cash, Solana's going to be your cream of the crop. So definitely, you know, that this is a one that, you know, don't sleep on it. Let's check out SUI. We haven't covered SUI in a while, and I know a few people hold this. I think Chaba holds this coin, and you know, this one's been taking a little bit of a back seat. You know, ever since we had this pullback, it's been ranging in this $2, $2.50, $2.20 area. And you know, look, you know, could we come back down here to this $2? Definitely. You know, remember we had that big old drop down here. We came almost down to 56 cents. So, you know, my little thing that we say in the Discord, if it wicks, it sticks. You'd want to be trying to set up some holy grail orders all the way down here. I don't think we'll go below $1, but anything can happen. You know, let's just say, hey, maybe China and US don't get this deal ironed out, which I probably think they won't on their first attempt. You definitely could probably expect maybe $2, maybe even $1.90 from SUI to come back down. So just make sure, guys, that you are, you know, setting yourself up for success. We don't want to guess. We want to make sure that we're set up. Like Keenan says, proper preparation prevents poor performance. The same thing. I'm going to reiterate that all the time. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. and just staying ready. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you know, alt season, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, who cares? You know, if we're going to get maybe 50, 60% pumps and that's it, I'll take it. At the end of the day, guys, I'm not going to be greedy. I want to get some quick, easy money and get out of here. So look, right now, Sui's at what? 239. If we could even just go back to $3, that's 26%. You're using leverage, you know, that could be a nice little maybe 75, 80% return. So just keep that, you know, keep that on the radar. Definitely, you know, Sui's gonna be another coin that has ETF filings. I don't think it's a lot like the other ones. I think they have maybe 3, if I'm not mistaken. We'll check it out right now, but definitely, you know, one to keep on the radar. Steven Ortiz says AOS. AOS has been getting beat up, bro. And honestly, man, to be real, you know, I think it's best, you know, I'm not saying cut it, especially if you're in a loss, man. I don't want to have people take losses, but, you know, we might want to move into another vehicle. Maybe Tau would be a good option. But, you know, we're sitting at this 19 cents, so not looking pretty. We're getting beat up over here, so I get it. I'm feeling it too, brother. Let's see. If we can even just get back to where we were in October, that's 66%. So back here in September, we were sitting at 40 cents. Just for us to get back to 40 cents, man, is 115%. So yes, on a risk to reward, that's pretty good. You know, this thing's already been slaughtered down. So let's pull up the chart real quick and see where we're looking at. All right, so look. We're pretty much at almost a February low. So we broke below a February low right here. I think our next level of support would be somewhere around here between 13 cents and 12 cents. And the last time we were there was around January of 2024. So, man, that would really suck for us to go all the way back there. But even in October, man, check this out. We were back over here at 1 cent. So that's crazy, dude. I don't think we go that far back, but just, you know, we got to be careful, man. If, you know, Trump starts tripping, starts talking about more tariffs or something like that, you know, we could definitely come back down here. So, you know, we had around, what, 12 cents, 13 cents about a year and a half ago. I don't think we go that low, man, but we just got to make sure, hey, if stuff starts hitting the fan, we got to set these orders up and around that level. So I would probably, like I said, you know, maybe be in the Tau, or we can just take some buy orders down here and hope for the best. But we got that recent low back here in April on Liberation Day, 17 cents. So that's its next low right there. And then from there, we end up doing a 2x, 3x. So let's see if we can get that last push up, man. That would be sweet if we could do that. Let's see. Junior, what's up, Junior? World Liberty 5. World Liberty 5 is starting to look like a rug, man. All right, so right now we are sitting at 12.50. All right. So we're currently trending down, obviously. Got a recent low right here at 11.57. So this was like around after the whole tariff announcement. We came all the way back down here to 7 cents. We ended up pushing back up, so we're back up. I would really think that, hey, maybe set some buy orders back at that previous low at 11, at 11.54, 11.50. But honestly, man, this is a buy zone. I've been accumulating World Liberty 5. Every time I get a little bit of extra cash, I just DCA. We get this, you know, we start pushing back up. You guys already know I'm looking to take this back to 35 cents, maybe even 40 if we get a nice bull run. If we don't get it, you know, consider taking out around 25, maybe 20 cents. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, if you're buying up here, you need to get this average down. So start DCAing down here, get that average down. That way, when you come back up here, you're sitting at 70% returns instead of just riding your bags down. All right, let's cover XLM real quick. Guys, I know a lot of people are looking to get into XRP. XRP is good, but I still think that Stellar Loomis is going to be the one that has the money to be made. I think that the market cap's a lot smaller, a lot more room to run, and the chart still looks good. If we're looking at it from a point from 2023, we're still looking really good here. You guys can obviously see that we're still very much in an uptrend. I mean, look at that. We're still trending up, even after all this stuff that's happened. We could even come back down here to 27 cents and still be looking okay. But, like I said, if we come back down here to that 27 mark, we get that push back up, we can go back up to its previous all-time high. That's 138% return. So, anybody that's, like I said, just looking to make quick cash, not a bad ROI in my opinion. Especially if we get this, last kick up in these next few months. I think that's a great opportunity to make some cash. So, like I said, let's just be a little bit more technical here. So, see if we come back down here to 27 or 26.91. That would be a good area. But I would start maybe even getting in here at 29.56 would be a great area to start accumulating on XLM. Remember, they got that ETF as well. Parcels is not looking good either, man. Let's see, where are they sitting at? 4283. Just be careful, guys. Give me a second. Come on. Just be careful with these coins, guys. You guys know I love Parcels so much, man, but I've seen a lot of these altcoins. They're starting to bite the big one, man. Like Cadena. I posted about Cadena a couple days ago, and these guys were actually doing a hackathon. Getting the community all riled up, and then the next day they announced that they are shutting down shop. So don't ever trust these cryptocurrencies, man. I think at one point this coin was at what, 700 million market cap, almost $1 billion. So this had a way bigger market cap than Parcels. So this could happen to any one of these cryptocurrencies. So let's just be real. A lot of stuff's happening. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are getting smashed, and some of these things won't make it. I'm not saying Parcels is not going to make it, but we can't trust anything that's happening right now. Last time we haven't even hit this low. To be honest with you, it's been a while since I've even seen Parcels at this level. It's insane. People that were buying up here, 28 cents, that's just horrible. And, people that, were buying up here, got up here, rode it all the way back down, came back up, had a chance to get back out, came back down, and they're still, I met some people that were buying up here at 11, 10, 12, and they're still holding this bad boy from up here. Guys, look, we have to make sure that we're being a little bit better at managing stop losses. I've always told you guys, like, I don't like using stop losses, but there's got to be a kill switch. There's got to be a kill switch. Like, hey, let's say if you bought in at 12, 10, whatever, there has to be a line in the sand where you say, hey, look, this is as far down that I want to go. We have to protect money, and if you do happen to have a situation where you are down right now, then you should be utilizing this time to be DCAing down, lowering the average. There's not really much levels to give, guys, because we're almost in like price discovery to the downside. So, I mean, I could tell you, well, this is an area where I would get in at, but it's at 4 cents. We're almost at 3 cents. So, am I saying for you to buy now? kind of, sort of, not financial advice, of course, but, you know, I would definitely be trying to at least get the average down. Get the average down. You know, if we get back up to 6, maybe 7 cents, then that would be almost a 2x. So you'd be able to recover some money and you know, be able to get in and get out quickly. Do I think that Parcels can get back up to 10 cents? Of course. I really do. You know, once alt season, you know, or whatever, we get a generic alt season, you know, we can get back up here to at least back up to 12 cents. That's a 200% return. So yes, I do think that, you know, I was expecting 20 cents for Parcels. Is it off the table? Maybe. And if that, you know, if that's a buzzkill for you, then I would be trying to accumulate as much as I can to try to get out as fast as I can. Because, like I said, if your average is at 11 or 10 cents, then you need to be working on getting that average down. So get to it, guys. C-Dub, what's up, my dude? Joyful Journeys Kids, what about XRP? XRP is, I covered that in the channel in KGU if you are in there, but we can cover it real quick. Same thing, you know, we talked about, it's kind of right there at this level right here where I had my trend line. I think we look like we got a little nice bouncy bounce from there. We got that bounce at that 23438, but I got some buy orders set up here at this 209 and even $2 flat. If stuff starts going to super bearish, you know, if these guys start, you know, talking crazy at this China meeting, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down here to $1.75. But personally, I think we have a lot of support down here at that 210, 209, 215 area. So, you know, set your buy orders there. We're not too far down from there. But I really think that, you know, this is not a bad area to accumulate XRP. But I just, like I said a few minutes ago, I think XLM would be a better choice just because of the market cap, in my opinion. C-Dub, how you doing, my brother? AKA C-Dub. We need to talk about Say Token real quick. Say Token is doing very, very bad, guys. Jeez Louise. Where are we at right now? $18.69. Man, this is bad, dude. Freaking Trump, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with Trump, man. Like all these TA guys, like, and don't get it twisted. I'm not a TA guy. I'm you know, I'm just a person that kind of trades off support and resistance. I wouldn't consider myself a TA guy by any means. You know, I use some, you know, but at the end of the day, guys, like I said, a lot of times in a few of my videos, is that, you know, anytime Trump comes out here and says something crazy, it doesn't matter. You can draw 1,000 lines on the screen. You can do all this fancy, you know, indicators. You can pull up market cipher B. You can do all this kind of crazy stuff, guys. But if this guy starts talking crazy, all that stuff's out the door. So just remember that, man. You know, if Trump starts talking crazy, that's all that matters, man. All right, we got some, you know, support down here at 16 cents. That was our liberation low around June, April, around that time. I think Liberation Day, we came down here to 13 cents. So since then, we went all the way up here to almost 40 cents, corrected back down. I'm hoping that we can find a bottom soon around this, maybe, I want to say at least 17 cents flat. Hopefully around November time, we can get that blast off to at least 50 to 60 cents. And I'm getting out of this bad boy. Junior said, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't. Yes, sir. We got 36 likes. Thank you very much. All right, let's see. let's see. Let's cover Avalanche real quick, guys. AVAX has been not doing well either. All right, let's see. 1915. So right now we are in that golden ratio. I'm hoping that we don't come back down here, but I got some heavier buy orders set up here at 1761, 1758. We start going super bearish, we can come back down here to the down here to the 236, which would be around 1350. But I'm not sold that we're going that low yet, guys. I'm trying to stay optimistic, but let's see what happens. Still see that we have some good on the larger time frames. We have falling wedge, 2 double bottoms. I'm shooting for this $60, man. I'm hoping that we can at least get 60, 70 bucks. But we do have a lot of resistance back here at that 36. We have even more here at that 56, and then at that 65 from 2023. So we just got to see what happens, man. At the end of the day, guys, it's gonna be hard, but only diamond hands are gonna survive at the end of the day, guys. So we just have to be prepared. And if we get back up to those levels and it starts looking like it's topping out, then it's time to abort mission. Let's check out Ondo real quick. Ondo. So Ondo looks like it's coming out, breaking out above the moving average. Maybe we might have a little bit of a breakout. I am actually in a long right now. Let's see. Let's check it out real quick. Right now I'm in a long, up 13% on it, so it's looking pretty good. See what happens, but we do have a lot of resistance though, guys. Remember, we talk about all the resistance areas. You can run your little fibs on the smaller time frames. We're gonna have some resistance back up here at 72. We'll have more at 74, then even more right here at this 75.98. So we'll see what happens. I definitely probably will be taking some profits on this trade soon. So maybe if we get back up here into this area around 78.33, I'll de-risk. But definitely, I'm looking only to be getting these scalp trades, guys. I'm not trying to hold certain things too long. Because of just the way the market's been. The part that sucks, man, is that a lot of these altcoins are at real good areas to long, but it's just these freaking market makers, man, and just Trump, the volatility, it's just crazy. We have so much money that we can grab from the upside, but it's just that, we just keep proceeding down. And, one thing that I can tell you about the crypto markets, man, there's just so much uncertainty. We have, tariffs, we have, all this stuff that's happening with Ukraine, Russia, and government shutdown, recession, and all this bull crap. It's just a mixture, a whirlwind of stuff that's causing so much turmoil in the industry. So, I'm really convinced that guys, if this would have been any other condition, like maybe last year, I don't want to get political, but I would think that if it was just a different batch of president, I think the cycle would have been done a long time ago. So I know it's irritating, guys. I can completely agree that Trump is he's kind of an erratic person, and hate him or love it, I'm pretty sure everybody can agree with that. It kind of sucks to be constantly watching him every single second of the day, but this is just the way it is for right now. I do think that there's going to be a time where if crypto is going to get this adoption that everybody's hoping for, he's going to have to chill out. You know, and I personally don't know if he's ever going to chill out, but there's going to have to be a point to where he's going to have to relax, because this is just crazy, man. I've never seen volatility like this. I've been in the markets for a long time, and I can tell you that, you know, I've seen a lot of stuff, but I've never seen it to this degree, you know, where it's just like, man, just straight up crime season. You know, I can tell you, I was not a big fan of Gary Gensler. I'm not going to go as far as say, oh, I want him back, but, you know, I do think that, you know, it's like the wild, wild west right now. And, you know, we got to kind of just understand, we wanted, you know, the markets to be deregulated. And once we have deregulation, you know, this is what happens, guys. We got market makers and all these different bad actors that are basically running rabbit on the crypto sector. So, you know, you get what you asked for, guys. We wanted no regulation, and you got it. So at the end of the day, you know, we just got to kind of weather this storm and hope for the best. So, you know, with Ondo, we literally came down here to this 0.6836. You know, if anybody scooped up here at that level, I think that's a great buy opportunity. You know, we came back down here around, let's see, Liberation Day. Where was that? Liberation Day. Yeah, we came all the way down here to 61 cents, almost 59 cents. So we're still a ways from there, but 69 cents, guys, that's pretty dang close. I'm not a big fan of Ondo, honestly, man. I kind of cut it out of my portfolio. I think that at the end of the day, guys, if you're looking for something that, you know, it's going to be more, I wouldn't say sturdier, but a lot more of a use case, I would probably just go with Chainlink, man. You know, Chainlink is definitely a better altcoin, in my opinion. You know, I was really bullish on Ondo, but it's just not getting that. I don't think it's getting that adoption that we all really thought it was going to get. And there's so many other, you know, assets that are doing tokenization now. You got Chainlink, you know, Plume, and a lot of other competitors now. So at first, you know, Ondo was getting a lot of the crowd with tokenization. Now you got you have it competing with so many other chains now. So in my opinion, you know, it's it's kind of saturated in that area. So we'll see what happens, guys. Let's check out Link, and then we're gonna cover Aptos, and then we'll hit the chat a little bit, and we'll call it a night. All right, guys. So Chainlink down here Friday last week, we came back down here to 16 bucks. Still looking pretty good. Looks like we found that bottom right here at 16.72. I scooped up 250 Chainlink, added to my bag, and we're just stacking Link up, guys. I think, you know, once we get back into a bull rhythm, you know, we got this previous local high at 27.87. You know, I'm looking for 30 bucks, 33. I've seen a lot of people like Discover Crypto saying that Chainlink's gonna go to 100 bucks. It's not. Don't get sucked into that stuff, guys. A lot of these guys, man, these crypto dudes, man, they're full of shit. You know, I'm trying not to cuss on my channel, but you know, don't fall for this stuff, man. These guys are all luring you in, and you're gonna get hit really bad. So look, Chainlink, let's look for at least anywhere between 25 to 30 bucks. Get in, get your nice little 60, 70%, you know, and enjoy your money, and get out and wait for the next cycle, guys. Okay, so again, you know, set some buy orders up here, maybe at 16.05. You know, start setting some orders down here for between 16.70, between 16, like I said. We start going super bearish, you know, we could come back down here to, you know, around this area at 13.27. All right, let's cover Aptos real quick. Now, Aptos is a coin that I've been loading up on a lot, guys. I picked up 2,000 coins of Aptos during this whole few weeks. I haven't been giving out too many buy alerts, you know, because I think at the end of the day, I cover these coins all the time, and I'm buying them, you know. I'm not throwing the kitchen sink at them, but I'm doing a little bit of buys here and there. You know, look, this thing it's pretty much, it launched at what? 15 bucks, dropped all the way back down here to $3. we're actually almost at its bare lows in 2022, man. This is insane. So right now, I'm betting that this sucker's gonna do something big. You know, falling wedge on the larger time frames. You know, we come back down here. You know, we have a lot of resistance, like a lot. I'm still betting that, guys, that we can still come back up here to $10, $9 to $10. That would be a nice 3x. You know, I think anybody that's looking for, you know, something around the realms of that is definitely something that you should have in your portfolio, guys. So, you know, jump. What's the levels? You know, you can hit anywhere between, you know, 297 to current market price. Alrighty. Alrighty, guys. Well, it's gonna be a little early stream tonight, guys. I think the markets are kind of, you know, not feeling it right now. I just wanted to come on here and touch base with the family. So, guys, as always, we're always gonna be going live and making videos, and we're not gonna go ghost, man. We're always gonna be trying to at least keep the family updated. If I didn't cover any of your coins, you guys already know what it is. Tag me in the KGU, tag me in plebs, whatever. You guys know what's up, man. We're always here all the time. We got a live trading session on Friday, so we'll see how the markets are doing. Hopefully we can make some money, and we'll go from there. But guys, as always, thank you so much. You guys stay blessed. Make sure you smash that like and share the video out to your friends. Laters.